Hello to all and welcome. It's great to have you here. Matthew is my name. I am your host for this one. We are thrilled for you to be here and you get to hear from some wonderful schools during our time. I'm going to go over just a couple notes and then we can jump into all of the great things. The first one is anything that you have to ask during this whole time. The Q&A is turned on for you to use. Any time to ask is a great time. You have to wait until the end to ask a question. The Q&A is turned on during this whole time. My only ask of you is if you have a note for one school versus if you have something to ask for the whole group, just to make a note of that so we know where to send on the thing that you have to ask. Also to make a note, during this whole time, your camera and microphone will be turned off. So panelists can't see or hear you. So your main role is to sit back to take all of the notes that you may need and to listen to all these wonderful things from all these wonderful schools. This is session 3 of 3, so this is the end of the fair. I hope you heard from some wonderful schools during session 1 and 2. The link at the bottom right is where you will find filmings of this and all the rest of them that you've had during this fair. Give us about a week's time and you can go to that link and find all of those to watch once again. Just to show you a little bit of our plan for our time, in the top right is C5. That is us. So these are the schools that you will hear from during our time. All right. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get off screen and jump right into our first school. So I would like to welcome Ritsumeikan Asia University.
Thank you, Matthew. Hi, all. Thank you all for attending today. This seems to be one of the international sessions, so all of you who are interested in studying abroad, I'm so glad that you are joining us today. We'll be starting off in Japan. My name is Bethany, and I am a regional manager for Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University. I help students who are living in the US and Canada with their admissions to APU. But I am based in Hawaii, so if any of you need like a one-on-one meeting, usually the time zone isn't too bad, so we can arrange something if you just reach out to me later. Okay, so APU, we're a rather new university. We were established in the year 2000, but we had a lot of goals. And one of their main goals was that we wanted to be an international university that served both Japanese students and also students from abroad. And for that reason, we like to keep our student body at half international. So half of our students are coming from within Japan and the other half are coming from about 90 countries and regions around the world. Our student body is on the smaller side, about 5,700 students, with the majority being in an undergraduate program. Our faculty as well is just about half coming from outside of Japan. Oops. This is our campus. Our campus is located kind of on a hillside overlooking the city. On the left-hand side of the screen is our on-campus housing called AP House. And on the right-hand side of the screen is where all the classrooms are. So first-year students would live in AP House and be able to walk to class every day when they would need. And after their first year, they would move into housing in the downtown area. And usually they would commute up to campus by bus as they would need to for classes. So we're located in a city called Beppu, Japan. I'm sure not many of you have heard of it. If you have, I'm so grateful. But we're located in southern Japan on the island of Kyushu. It's a mid-sized city, about 120,000 people. As you can see in the picture, not a lot of tall skyscrapers, but what we are extremely famous for is our hot springs. We have just about 2,000 located in and throughout the city. Just a fun fact, we're actually #1 in Japan for the highest volume of hot spring water, second in the world only to Yellowstone National Park. So lots of hot water always flowing out throughout the city, and that's what makes us a tourist destination for a lot of Japanese people, but also people from neighboring countries as well. I don't know if there's any Demon Slayer fans in attendance today, but there's also a shrine in Beppu that a lot see as the inspiration for the shrine that appears in that anime. So if you ever visit the city, make sure to check out our hot springs and this shrine as well. In Beppu, we do get all 4 seasons, even though we're located so far south. We get snow a couple times per year. It doesn't stick usually. Sometimes it does, and then we'll have a snow day, but it's usually pretty mild winters. And then we'll have spring right around March and April this time with all the cherry blossoms on campus, as you can see behind me, and then the hot summers, and then going into fall and October. As you can see in this picture, the steam popping up throughout the city, that is from all the hot springs that we have. Just to give you a better idea, I'll scroll through some pictures. We are located right next to the beach and also a mountain range. So if you like the outdoors, if you like hiking, there's a lot of great trails for you to explore as well. Just to talk about some of our rankings and achievements, the Times Higher Education ranking, just one of the many rankings there are, they ranked universities in Japan. There's about 700, and we are ranked at about 21st on that ranking and 5th among just the private universities in Japan. For our academics, we have two colleges, the College of Asia Pacific Studies and the College of International Management. One is a business degree, APM, the College of International Management, and the other is our social science degree. You do not have to know exactly which major you're interested in, so those are the four listed at the bottom of the screen. You would just have to know if you want to study business or social science. And you would just pick either of those, which you can study entirely in English. You don't have to know any Japanese to study with us, but we do require you to study at least 1 year once you join our campus. And if you plan to work in Japan or to use the Japanese language, we do have higher level elective courses that we do recommend for students as well. A very vibrant student life outside the classroom, sports, martial arts, academic competitions, hopefully anything you're interested in, we have for you. A lot of university sponsored events as well as student staff, so part-time jobs on campus if you would like to do those as well. So in Japan, students will start their job hunting process when they are in their 4th year, their last year, and we have a job hunting placement rate of about 96%. So what that means is of our job hunting students, 96% have at least one job offer before graduation, which is great in that you don't have to worry about your visa or moving home. After you graduate, you just start working right away at whatever company hired you. Our tuition is just about $12,400 with the current exchange rate in US dollars. From your 2nd year onward, it'll be a little bit more expensive, about $14,300 per year. Everyone pays this tuition. It's the standard cost, regardless of nationality, in-state, out-of-state, all of that. It's one cost. And then we do offer a scholarship of 30 to 100% off of that. It is based on everything that you submit during the application process. So we'll look at your grades and any kind of like test scores that you submit, but we'll also ask you to do an interview with us. And we'll take all of that into consideration when we decide the scholarship amount that is good for 4 years with us. Anyone who would like to apply can do so through our website. Take a screenshot here, or if you want, you can send a Q&A and I can type it to you later on to anyone who is interested. And just type in Ritsumeikan APU or APU Japan in any of the social media forums, and you can find our accounts there as well. But that is it from me. This is my email address on screen. You can screenshot it or just ask for it in the Q&A and I'll type it out for you. But thank you. I hope that was just a little tidbit if you're interested in Japan of an option that you could consider.
Wonderful. That was so great. Thank you so much. All right, next I would like to welcome Temple University Japan campus.
Okay, thank you, Matthew. I'm going to bring up my presentation. So we were on the west side of Japan in Beppu. Now we're going to move east of Japan to Tokyo. Hello, everyone. My name is Kelly Nuibe. I am living in Tokyo. So good morning. Ohayou gozaimasu. I represent Temple University Japan campus, TUJ for short. For those of you who don't know us, we are an American university. Our main campus is on the East Coast in Philadelphia. Second campus is in Rome, Italy, and our third campus is in Tokyo, Japan. Because we are fully accredited by the Middle States Commission on Higher Education, it is possible for you to jump campuses and go to all three. It is possible for you to come to Japan for all 4 years and earn your US degree in Tokyo. Some 5 key points on why students choose TUJ specifically. Number 1 is the quality education we bring. Again, we are fully accredited by the Middle States Commission on Higher Education. You are going to have homework. You are going to be challenged, but that's what you pay for, right? You're paying for that challenge. If you are wondering, for our Times Higher Education World University rankings compared to the rest of the world and all universities in the world, we rank in the 301 to 350 range. That is quite high when you compare us to to other universities in Japan. Another reason why students choose us is because of the diversity we bring in. We have students coming from over 60 different countries, and we have many third culture students where, you know, they have an American passport, growing up in Hong Kong, speaking 5 different languages because of course they can, and attending a British school system. It is very diverse. Third reason why students choose us is because of our study options. This looks like a small list, but it's actually quite comprehensive for a liberal arts program in Japan. The most popular majors for our students are international business studies, international affairs, art. We are part of the Tyler School of Art, which is one of the top art schools in the US, communication studies, which has 2 tracks, journalism or film production. Fourth reason why students choose us is because of affordability. $15,000 US annual tuition. That is a pretty good price, and that's kind of the average that you would see, if not less, in Japan as a whole. And of course, this is quite affordable when you compare it to a public university out of state and a private university in the US on the low end. Because we are an American university, we are the only full 4-year university in Japan to offer financial aid for our US students. If you're coming from a military veteran background, your parents can transfer your GI Bill benefits to you. And of course, we offer merit-based scholarships to all students regardless of their citizenship. Here again is some quick shots for you to look at financial aid. You can put in our temple code 003371 and you select your housing as off campus because you'll be in Japan. And you can check out information on all of our other links. So a quick shot on how to apply. We have our application checklist, eligibility requirements, and our deadlines. And don't worry, I'm going to break this down. How to apply, you have the online application. We also have a Common App. If you use the Common App, make sure you select our Japan campus, not the Philadelphia campus. The applications are completely different. Test score, we are test optional now. So if you are a native English speaker and you do not have a SAT score or ACT score, or you just don't feel comfortable giving it to us, that's fine. Just indicate to us that you are test optional. If you are a non-native English speaker, we do require TOEFL, IELTS, PTE, or Duolingo. There is transcripts which can be sent to us digitally. Personal statement, easy, right? Make sure you do it well though. Make sure you put quality work into it, and the application fee. Fifth reason why students choose us, and certainly not last, is because of the career prep. Our career development center is dedicated to helping students from everything from part-time job search, internship, and full-time employment. At the moment, our employment rate is at 97%. We don't want you to just have a diploma and say good luck, right? We do want you to be fully prepared and have a place to go. But of course, it is also on you to work hard. You're going to learn all of the skills and tools needed in the classroom, and it's up to you to apply it elsewhere. Internships are an excellent way for you to use your Japanese language skills off campus. If you're looking to connect with our students, follow us on Instagram. TU Japan is our handle. Our student ambassadors are on there. It's a great way to see what life is like through their eyes. And we also have special webinars regularly every month, so be sure to catch us. That's our Counselors on the Virtual Road page if you want to see the various fairs and webinars we hold. And in about 3 hours, we're going to have tea time with our student ambassadors. There's Jessie and Julia. Our student government president will also be online. So be sure to catch us. Then if you think you're going to go to sleep and you don't really want to stay up for that, that's okay. I still recommend you register because you'll get access to the recording later. If you have any questions, you can email us at ac@tuj.temple.edu. You can also type in questions in the Q&A function here, and I'll be happy to help you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was great to hear. Next up, I would like to welcome the American University of Rome.
All righty, thank you so much. So happy to be here. My name is Kate. I'm the Assistant Director of U.S. Admissions at the American University of Rome in Italy. Let me just quickly share my screen. Awesome. All righty. So The American University of Rome is the oldest U.S. liberal arts institution in Rome, founded in 1969. And we have full U.S. regional accreditation, and all of our courses are taught in English. So you don't have to worry about knowing Italian to come study at AUR. We have 500 students total. We're a very tight-knit community, but we're really, really diverse. You can see we've got 60 nationalities represented and 28 languages spoken. So it is very much an international education experience. Because we are so small, we do have a smaller major offering, and I'll get into the academics in just a little bit. And of course, a smaller community means those smaller class sizes. So 14 students is our average class size. So students really have the opportunity to get to know their professors, to kind of build those one-on-one connections. So if you are the kind of student who likes to be able to, be really involved in discussion, small class sizes are great. And there's no way you can hide from us at AUR. We will find you if you don't come to class. So a little bit about why study in Italy. I know, this is awesome to see all of my colleagues here all over the world. We understand that study abroad for all 4 years is not the traditional thing that students in the US might think of, but we're hoping to change that because there are a whole lot of benefits. Specifically, this statistic here, this 97% of study abroad students found employment within 12 months of graduation. Studies have shown that students who study abroad are really more prepared to enter the workforce, and employers really like to see that sense of independence, autonomy, all these sorts of great skills that you build while studying abroad. So why in Italy specifically? Well, Italy is like an open air museum, especially at Rome. We've got lots of World Heritage sites, the capital of art, architecture, fashion, and food. And then the cool thing about Rome is that it's actually not very expensive. So a lot of students think, oh, big EU cities must be really pricey, like London or Paris. But Rome is quite affordable. You can very easily live there on about $1,300 a month, which is much cheaper than like Boston, New York, LA. And then the location is just unbeatable. Not only can you pop to Paris in 2 hours, but you can easily go to Morocco for the weekend. It's just perfectly situated for all of your travel desires. So a little bit about our academics. Like I said, we have 10 course offerings, and here are all of those listed. Some of the more popular ones are our business administration, our film and digital media, and our international relations and global politics. Being kind of right in the center of, the EU, the bridge to the Middle East, international relations and global politics is a really big popular major for us. And at the heart of all of our academics is experiential learning. So whether or not you're in art history or, studying film and digital media, our professors do their very best to get students out of the class and into Rome, whether or not it's going to a dig site if you're an archaeology student, or to a museum if you're an art history student. We do prioritize getting students out of the classroom, which is why we never have classes on Fridays, which is pretty awesome. In addition to that, we do academic field trips. We offer at least one a semester. So you might go to the countryside and learn about the production of olive oil and also get a credit while you're doing it. So pretty cool. In terms of non-academic activities, we have the normal clubs, sports. We do Italian cultural events and language exchanges, and also non-academic field trips. So if you just want to go to Milan and go shopping, we can also do that. In terms of our student support services, we offer a lot of what you can expect on a US campus. So we have an on-campus doctor, on-campus counseling services, and that's all in English. And then we also have res grads, which are like our peer mentors or like an RA, so an older classman who can kind of just help you, show you the ropes and get used to your life at AUR. In terms of how to get to us, pretty standard stuff in terms of an application, except we are test optional. We have always been test optional. We do a very holistic review process, which includes an interview. And our enrollment is very flexible. We do rolling application and gap year programming. And for this coming fall, we're not requiring a visa. So there's a lot of flexibility there. So if you're thinking, oh, I don't really know what I want to do in the fall, you can come to AUR for a semester and knock out some of your gen ed and then figure it out from there. terms of scholarship and aid, we are US accredited, so we do have FAFSA. We've got merit scholarships and financial needs scholarships as well. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, you can snap a photo of this. You can send me an email. It's my email there. We also have our Instagram account, my personal one, which is more like academic or admissions focused, and then our AUR Rome, which is everything AUR, as well as our Facebook page as well. You can open your camera app and scan the code and get some more information there, or you can chat with me in the Q&A. And that's it for me. So thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Just to show folks a bit of where we are at, we have already heard from 3 out of our 6 schools. Time just always flies. But once again, we are the group in the top right. If anyone has anything to ask from any of the schools we've heard from so far, or the 3 coming up, the Q&A is there. Just make a note to which school you have something to ask for. All right, with that being said, the next school you will hear from tonight, Trinity College, Dublin.
I'm sorry about that. I'm having some technical difficulties. 1 second. All right. Thank you guys for coming to this session. My name is Diane, and I'm one of the North American representatives for Trinity College, Dublin. Trinity is Ireland's highest ranking institution, founded in 1592 by Queen Elizabeth I. We are known worldwide not only because of the history, but because of its academic excellence. So why Ireland? It is no secret that Ireland is one of the most beautiful countries in Europe. I had never visited Ireland before my role with Trinity, and my first thought upon arriving was how beautiful the country was. I love hiking, and I was in heaven being around all the beautiful mountains, such as the Cliffs of Moher. Ireland is also one of the safest countries in the world, ranking number 12 according to the Global Peace Index, and English is the main language. So why Dublin? Dublin is a beautiful city with tons to do. It was voted one of the best cities for students according to the QS World Rankings. It is also really easy to commute around the city, as it has a great public transportation system. Dublin is also known as the Silicon Valley of Europe due to all the tech companies that are opening in the city. Sorry about that. Trinity College Dublin is located in the heart of the city, surrounded by many global companies such as Amazon, Facebook, and Airbnb. Trinity is a research-intensive university and the top producer of entrepreneurs in Europe for the last 6 years in a row. Our campus is home to 18,000 students from 120 different countries around the world, and 28% of the student body are international students. The pictures you're seeing are from around the campus, but the most famous one will be the old library, which is the reason why we have thousands of tourists coming to visit every year. Not only is the library extremely beautiful, it is also home of the Book of Kells, an 8th century manuscript from the Bible, and the original copies with us. The last picture I'm showing you here is Liam. He's a student from the US at age 5 in our campus, visiting for the first time, and now as a student in the dual BA program. The last picture I'm showing you is from the Book of Kells exhibit, and you can visit for free as a student. We have 3 faculties, 24 schools, and hundreds of programs to choose from. We do not have general education courses or requirements like US universities, and students will begin their specific programs of study immediately. The cost of attendance varies depending on the program of study, but the average is between $24,000 to $33,000 per year. One of our unique programs is our dual BA with Columbia University, where you will begin the first 2 years in Dublin and the last 2 years in New York. When you graduate, you will receive a degree from both universities. You can choose from 11 subject areas in the arts, humanities, and STEM. To make an application, you will do so through our website. The applications open each October with rolling admissions until June of the following year. We ask for a minimum of a 3.3 GPA, 1290 on the SATs, or a 2829 on the ACTs, 2 letters of reference, and a personal statement. You can expect a decision within 3 to 4 weeks of applying. Now, we recognize that being an international student can be really scary, which is why we have tons of support available to you. I was an international student in the US, and I know I rely on many of these services. One of the most unique services that we offer is a personal tutor, the personal academic tutor, which is assigned to you during your first year. Your tutor is usually an academic in your field of study, and they are there to support you whether you need help with academics or with your health or anything else. This is the person that you can talk to on a regular basis. Lastly, I want to show you here some of our most notable alumni. This month is Women's History Month, so I want to highlight Mary Robinson, the first female president of Ireland, and also Sally Rooney, who wrote Conversations with Friends and Normal People, which later became a series on Hulu. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and meet with us today. Please ask me any questions or email me at any time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The next school to hear from tonight, University College Dublin.
Thank you so much. All right. Bear with me 1 second there. Anyway, hello everybody. Céad Míle Fáilte, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Chelsea Weaver. I am with University College Dublin, and I am the North America Western Regional Representative, and I'm based in San Diego, California. Before I talk specifically about UCD, I will start with a few more highlights of Dublin, though I will note that Diana mentioned many of these facts as well. Lonely Planet voted Ireland the world's friendliest country, and Dublin is a really vibrant city. Roughly 50% of the population is under the age of 34, so it's truly a great city for college students. It's also a very accessible city in many ways. It's known to be a welcoming place. There's no visa requirement as a full-time undergraduate student from the US. It's an English-speaking country. It's easy to travel around the country, and it's also well connected to mainland Europe. As Diana said, Dublin is a modern capital city and home to almost 1,200 multinational companies. So it's a great headquarters for internships and work experience after graduation. If you complete your undergraduate degree in Ireland, you can stay in Ireland to seek employment and gain work experience for up to 1 year after you graduate. Now a bit about UCD. We are ranked within the top 1% of universities worldwide. We were ranked #1 university in Ireland by the US News and World Report for the 2nd year in a row. We have approximately 19,000 undergraduate students at the moment, and nearly 30% of our student body is international. We are located on a very suburban campus, so we're about 3 miles south of Dublin city center in a really fabulous neighborhood. And we were ranked #1 in Ireland for graduate employability for the last 3 years, which is a statistic that we're very proud of. And a little fun fact, we have educated half of Ireland's prime ministers. Our campus is very similar to a traditional US college campus with all of the amenities that you're used to seeing, such as a swimming pool, sauna, gym, climbing wall, etc., and various student and academic support services as well. We have libraries throughout our campus dedicated to different academic disciplines, and we have over 130 societies and sports clubs, including a few of my favorite societies, the International Student Society, the Harry Potter Society, and the Traditional Music Society. We have on-campus housing for over 3,000 of our students, and we do seek to guarantee housing for incoming undergraduate international students. So that's not something that you have to worry about securing before you travel over to Dublin. All students stay in a private bedroom with shared living spaces, so you will not have to share a dorm room. And we have the typical food stores, laundry facilities, pharmacy, and health center on campus as well. In Ireland, we refer to majors as courses or programs, and it is common to apply directly to the course of your chosen subject, which is known as direct entry. We do not have general education requirements, so if you want to study English, for example, and you never want to take a math class again, you don't have to. UCD offers over 70 undergraduate degree courses, which are 3 or 4 years in length, depending on the course. We offer courses in the following areas, as you can see on the screen. We also have our Liberal Arts and Sciences program, which is our most popular program for US students, as it is most similar to an undecided major in the US and allows you to explore various subjects for your first year or two before you choose a course. We are on the Common App, or you can, of course, apply directly on our website. For one application fee, you can apply to up to 4 of our programs. For admission to UCD, we only review academics. We do not review essays, letter of recommendations, or extracurricular activities. We are currently test flexible for some of our programs for 2021 entry. We're not sure what 2022 and beyond is going to look like just yet. However, our more competitive programs do require the SAT or ACT. You can find all of our entry requirements for all of our programs on our website, and we do strongly advise submitting your application before our priority deadline of December 1st to ensure that you're able to apply for a more competitive scholarships. Speaking of which, we do have multiple scholarships just for international students, and roughly 80% of our international students receive some sort of scholarship, anywhere from 10 to 100% of tuition. For a point of comparison, UCD is typically more expensive than staying in state for school, but usually less expensive than going out of state or to a private institution in the US. If you're currently a sophomore or a junior, check out our high school summer program on our website. Applications are open now, and we are currently planning to host this program this July, fingers crossed. It's a great way to explore the option of studying at UCD in the future. And lastly, we encourage you to check out our 3D virtual tour on our website and hope you will be able to visit our campus in person in the near future when it is safe to do so. As a reminder, my name is Chelsea. I'm your regional representative on the West Coast. Please reach out to me via email or in the Q&A in the chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was great. All right, the next school you will hear from, let me welcome Duke Kunshan University. I'm checking our participation. I actually think they might have technical things, but they seem to have logged off for now. That is okay. If they come back, we will be able to jump right back in. I think that leaves us some time to go through a Q&A with us. So let's jump right into that. I'm gonna ask our reps to turn their cameras back on. And we can jump into this. And we will leave time just in case that last school joins us once again. All right, folks, I would like to ask you just a couple things. With the first of which.
She's back.
Oh, we did make it back. Hello.
Hi.
Lindsay, we can go ahead and jump back into your time if that feels okay.
I'm going to give it a shot. I just had an unexpected shutdown, so I'm going to see if I can bring up the presentation. So my name is Lindsay Parker. I am a global recruitment officer for Duke Kunshan University, which is Duke University's new joint venture university in China. Oh, I think we're getting closer. Okay, almost there. Here we go. Can you tell me how many minutes I have left?
You can start now. You
Okay.
have your full 6.
Okay, so Duke Kunshan University is Duke University's new joint venture university in China. And essentially what we're offering is like a Duke Education 2.0 taught in English in China to top international students from all around the world. We are very new. We just launched the undergrad program in 2018. So we have freshmen, sophomores, and juniors on campus, but the first time we'll have seniors and graduation outcomes will be next spring in 2022. So we are owned and operated by 3 partners. The first is Duke University in the US, which is typically ranked in the US top 10 and worldwide top 20. The second university partner is Wuhan University, which is one of China's top 10. Our students study on both campuses at Duke Kunshan in China and at Duke in the US and earn 2 degrees, one from each school. This is the city of Kunshan. It is one of the greenest and wealthiest cities in all of China, and it's also an emerging technology and innovation hub, somewhat like early Silicon Valley. From our campus location in Kunshan, it's about 21 minutes on the high-speed train to Shanghai, which of course is one of the biggest and most international hubs in all of China and much of Asia. We're also about 20 minutes from China's historic water towns like this one. So our students not only have easy access to all the amenities of the big cities and everything that's modern going on there, but can also get a taste of places like this that retain a bit more of traditional or historic China. As I mentioned earlier, our flagship study away is the study away at Duke University in North Carolina in the US. So this would typically be done during either the fall or the spring of the 3rd year, with the option to add on a consecutive summer term. While at Duke, our students live on campus. They take from the full menu of courses at Duke and can have pretty much the full on-campus experience, just like if you were a Duke student. And they do graduate with both of those degrees, the Chinese degree from Duke Kunshan and the US bachelor's degree from Duke, which is one of the prestigious degrees you could have in the entire world and really opens up a wide range of options and opportunities. We are a research-oriented liberal arts and sciences university, taking an innovative, practical, and global approach to higher education. We are aiming for about a 60%, 40% split between domestic Chinese students and international students. When we're at full capacity, it'll be about 2,000 undergraduates, and we already have over 50 different countries and nationalities represented. Here's a quick list of our majors. They are all interdisciplinary dual majors that are pre-packaged together, much like a double major. We're also innovating a little bit in how we deliver our courses. So we're offering 7-week mini semesters where our students can focus on just 2 courses at a time, maybe 2.5 courses if they take a 14-week Mandarin language course at the same time. We also are setting aside every Friday for experiential learning outside the classroom. So that can be exploring different places in China or sports, clubs, and activities on campus, maybe some volunteering. There's so much that can be done with that extra time. We have the best student residences that I've ever seen anywhere. They're all brand new, spacious, and just really, really nice. The cost is tied to Duke University's for tuition. So it is on the private university end at just under $57,000 per year. But the cost of living in those really beautiful dorms and our meal plans is about $10,000 less per year than what the College Board is currently recommending that you budget if you were living as a college student in the US. The good news is we have fantastic scholarships and financial aid. Over 80% of our US and international students receive reduced tuition through scholarships and financial aid. which can be up to 100% coverage. For those of you who are juniors and below, if you apply to DKU and you get in, provided that there are no travel restrictions, we try and fly our new admits to China in late April for this on-campus experience where you can take classes, tour the campus in the local area, meet the other international admits, and see if it feels like a good fit for you. We are operating safely face-to-face and coordinating the return of our overseas students. Here is our QR code if you would like to sign up to hear more from us through emails and get a soft t-shirt in the mail. Thank you so much for your patience. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad we could hear yours. All right, I think we have time for one group Q&A. So at this time, I am going to ask our reps to turn their cameras back on and welcome us as a group. The question I would like to ask is the one on the screen now. And it's asking any tips that you might have for folks going through the college search process right now. We know that it's always been a process, but definitely within the last year. What is a tip that you have to share for them right now? And if we could go in the same way that we went to share, that'd be great.
Okay, just to start off, my advice, especially since this seems to be a very international panel, is that if you're looking for a school overseas outside the US, some things might be a little different from what you're used to. So start your research early, go to their website. If you can't find the information, contact the admissions counselor. Everyone's wanting to really help everyone during this time. So just use the resources that are available, I think would be my advice.
Okay, and for Temple University Japan campus, I'm cheating. I have two tips for you. The first one is to check the visa application requirements because I assume that most of you will be international students. So just check each university and what their rules are because, you know, sometimes policies are different. My second tip for you is to follow universities on social media. As I had said before, it's a really good way to see what life is like through students' eyes. You know, most of us can't travel at the moment too. And so that is why social media is a very good platform to see the campus.
All right, my advice is like much more broad, but basically, especially right now because of COVID and everything, I would say just like, you know, don't go crazy, don't sweat it. Like, it's okay to kind of move through it more slowly or to take some time and just slow it down. Like, I think we're all, you know, going to be processing this past year for a long time, which leads me to my shameless plug for maybe take a gap year or a gap semester. You can, you know, come to any one of our universities and do like a semester like that as you kind of figure out what you really want to do for like your 4-year degree. So slow down, think about it, and don't sweat it.
Hi guys, so my advice to you is meet with your regional representative as much as you can and also meet with students going through this that already went through this process to help you understand what it will be like. Thank you.
My advice would be, at the risk of sounding very cliche, is just to trust your gut. So if you're listening to this presentation today, you're at least considering studying internationally and that interest is coming from somewhere. And definitely start planning early and reach out for help. Utilize your resources.
And on a similar note, we know that especially for international universities right now, you probably can't get to campus to tour it on foot. But I think you'll find if you dig a little deeper that most of us are offering full-length info sessions and guided campus tours and things like that, in many cases that are live and interactive. So you can actually ask questions of admissions reps and maybe even current students and get that kind of insight. So please do look into that for the top universities on your list.
Wonderful. Those were such good tips. Thank you all so much for all that you have shared, both in these tips, but with all of your schools. This was so great. That leads us to the end of our time. Time always goes by super fast with all of these. Thank you once again to all of these wonderful reps, and thank you to all of you who joined us. I hope you had lots of fun. Just a couple notes. When I close out of this, a survey will pop up. If you could fill it out, that would be great. This is the end of this fair, so there's no more to sign up for during this one, but it does lead me to point you to the link that is on the screen. All of these are filmed, and you can use this link in about a week's time and go back and watch it more and really take all of those notes. All right, all, thank you so much. This was a great time. Be safe and be well, and we'll see you soon. Bye.